Hey shooters, this is John with Sun and Shadow, where we make tools for competitors and warriors. On this episode of 5-minute tips for 1-minute shooters, we're going to talk about what to expect at the Tactical Games Sniper Challenge. The Tactical Games Sniper Challenge is a great mix of fitness and precision shooting. The physical work was similar to things that you'll find in the intermediate division of regular tactical games, and the shooting is very similar to PRS, although there are a few extra skills thrown in. First, let's look at the rules. And there aren't a whole lot of them, which is pretty cool, but I'd recommend checking out their website before an event just in case anything changes. Right now, you'll need a rifle shooting a caliber no larger than .308 and velocity no faster than 3,200 feet per second. You'll need a 15-pound plate carrier, and you'll also need a pistol. There aren't many other restrictions, so muzzle brakes or red dots on pistols are allowable versus a regular tactical games where those items are not allowed. There are 3 divisions: individual bolt gun, individual gas gun for us semi-auto shooters, and 2-man team where both the primary and the secondary shooters can choose their rifle's action, with the only requirements being that the secondary shooter must use a rifle chambered in .556 or .308. We'll talk about the first event in August 2021 at Reveille Peak Ranch in Texas. Bolt gunners and the primary team shooter shot out to 1,100 yards, while the gas gunners and secondary team shooter went out to about 750. Target sizes were between 0.3 to 1.2 mils or 1 to 4 MOA, depending on what we were doing. All the far targets had flashers, and some even had double flashers, so hit with a .556 was still really easy to call even at 750 yards. The flashers were a pretty professional touch, and I hope that they continue using them in future events. Regarding the format, the first day was 7 short stages on day 1 with a bit of challenging physical work, which included running, sandbag lifts, and carries. And then day 2 was a long movement made up of 3 or 4 mile run that had several stages along the way. We used both rifle and pistol on some stages on both days. Then on day 2, there were also 2 floater battles that could be completed at any time before or after the long movement, and they were pretty short. Day 1 had us shooting about 1 stage every hour and tested a good mix of skills, including ranging with and without a rangefinder, a timed mile run, and then coming back and immediately shooting for tight groups at 100 yards, and there was a bit of pistol shooting as well. The most physically challenged event on day 1, for me at least, was a 20-minute stage where you earn your ammo by heaving this 100-pound sandbag over a yoke for reps, and then shoot the same quantity of rounds as your rep count. So 1 rep, shoot 1 bullet, then 2 reps, go get and shoot 2 bullets, and so on until you reach the time cap. That was a pretty good one, and I thought it was also a good test of your endurance and ability to build a solid shooting position quickly. I think that one in particular was also tricky because the target was just like a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper at 400 yards, and the only feedback that you got was the splash on the berm behind. You really got to know and trust your data and watch the wind on every shot for that. Then day 2, the long movement, they released individual shooters or teams in 10-minute increments throughout the day. Your starting order was based on your mile run time on day 1, although they didn't tell you that at the time. The long movement was my favorite part of the weekend because you get to run with everything that you think you need for the stages and shoot as soon as you get on location. Day 2 tested skills in observation, range finding, single engagements at multiple distances, and also your pistol skills again. Precision matters for pistol too. I really enjoyed day 2. The range layout at Reveille Peak had us shooting in multiple directions in the wind, so each stage had to be evaluated on its own. At a regular match, you're kind of just like shuffling down the shooting line with the same basic wind call as the previous stage, so I thought that this was a pretty good test of your wind skills as well. It was also a lot of fun having to find and range targets for yourself. In fact, I like this aspect of the Sniper's Challenge the best. It's not just a test of your marksmanship, but also a test of all your skills that lead up to the shot. As this was their first precision rifle event, I think the Tactical Games was testing the waters for target distance, size, skills, and the required physical work. I think future events will probably be progressively more challenging in both work and shooting. They say they're planning for up to 4 of these events in 2022, so I'm really looking forward to the calendar coming out. Should be soon. So that's the basic overview of the Tactical Game Sniper Challenge. Thanks for watching. If you have questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. And of course, have fun while you're at the range. We're always learning.